Hey guys, it's Alexis. I am back with a brand new video. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. And today I am talking about manifesting relationships, love, and what to do if you're in a long distance relationship. How do you think around it? How do you use your circumstances to your advantage? And what do we do? Because people have written this in enough that I'm going to answer the question as best I can without actually giving coaching answers about someone's personal question, because I can't do that in a video. All right. But I thought, you know what? Have I ever actually talked about how do you reframe a long distance relationship or what it's about? I think interspersed in videos, but like this video is dedicated to it and you can apply this to anything. All right. So before I get started though, the links for booking one-on-one coaching with me are in the box below. The links to all of my pre-recorded hypnosis audios are in the box below. The links to everything about booking with me are in the box below. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first of all, if you're in a long distance relationship, I've had so many clients who have been in a long distance relationship. I myself, for a number of years, have been in a successful long distance relationship, not currently, previously. Okay. And it really comes down to you guys. It's like anything else, right? So I'm seeing if my mouth is lining up with the video. So I want to ask you about this long distance thing. If you think that it's unsurmountable, do you think it's impossible? Because the thing I've noticed with people when they write in questions, like in a video of mine or something, what do we do about long distance, etc. It's always in this negative, like this is the worst scenario. It's unsurmountable. It's so impossible. Can someone just answer this question? Because it's the worst kind of feeling in the comment, you know? And listen, if you're in a long distance relationship, you and only you have manifested and created that you just so happen to have fallen in love with someone who is long distance for now. Why does it need to be so insurmountable? Why does it need to be filled with this whole story of this is so difficult, this is the worst? Alexis, like, have you ever heard anyone like this? This is so impossible, et cetera, et cetera. You guys, it doesn't need to be. And there are so many successful relationships worldwide where couples have been long distance and then they're together, where people are apart during a certain season of their life or their marriage and they stay together. Even if you're not seeing representations of that, you need to start believing and thinking that it's possible for you. If at the baseline foundation of whatever you're manifesting, you're thinking like, this is the worst, this is so crazy, this is impossible, blah, 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 then that's all that you're going to feel and all that you're going to see happening. Okay. So I'm sure that if you're asking a question about long distance, then you're engaging in thought control and thought change, but you need to change your thoughts and therefore change the inner representation you have about a long distance relationship. Tip number 2 about long distance is that you do not want to get information from people in your reality. It's like anything else, but I'm saying it because this especially, I think now the thing is this, is if you in your reality are thinking that certain thoughts about anything, people in your life are going to reflect what you deeply believe and think about it, right? So the same thing is for long distance, but you know, usually it's like with relationship insecurities, people are talking to people, having conversations, trying to get information, and get reassurance essentially for people outside of themselves about it. Okay. Now with long distance, I think that there's enough like general collective consciousness, negative ideas about it that you don't want to ask people. Okay. So you have to learn to give reassurance to yourself where you also change the story about what does long distance mean. Now, like I said, why is it so insurmountable? Why is it so impossible? It doesn't need to be. You have to begin to think and start thinking right here, right now, that the distance makes you closer. The distance makes them need to have you. The distance makes them for sure, like move to where you are, right? And you also want to think like, okay, if the distance is how we are, then what am I going to do about the distance? Am I going to visit? Are they going to visit me? Think of a mini goal or a long-term goal, whatever, like what do you want to do to get it going? Or are you just going to stay long distance for a while and create lovability, create connection through all the avenues we have, FaceTime, Zoom calls, video calls, phone calls, texting all the time, whatever. Okay. Like I said, I myself, Alexis, being transparent here, I was in a long-term relationship for a number of years, many, many years ago. Now, at the time, I wasn't aware of the mental diet, but I was aware of conscious creation and manifesting, vision boards, The Secret, all those things, okay, which are still very valid. I was very aware of the law of attraction. And I will say that I remember hearing a lot of negative things from a lot of people, family and friends, etc., about long distance, people that out the gate were unsupportive. And I chose to not listen to any of it because I had a conviction about that he was my person. I was doing this for me and that this is what was happening. Okay. So, and it was all a journey. It's like a journey always, right? But because of that, we had constant, consistent communication. He was always calling me. I was always calling him. We eventually did not live in separate countries and it all worked out. Okay. But I remember all the things people said, right? And does it really matter if reality is a manifestation or a reflection of what you believe? Or do you just think like, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to do what I want to do for me. And I'm going to do this for as long as I want to do it. And as long as I want to do it, and as long as I want to choose it, this is what I'm doing because my reality is built upon me, my choices, and I'm just staying the course. Funny thing too, is that everyone came around to it. Everyone who was so against it later was like, okay, well, I guess you're doing this anyways. I guess you're choosing them. So we choose you too. Okay. Funny. So I didn't react to anyone's reaction to me. I was just like, okay, well, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But like, I'm still doing this. Okay. But that's kind of my personality, kind of how I am inwardly, right? Like if you don't agree with it, then that's okay. Like I'm not mad about it, but I'm not going to change me to conform to you. Absolutely not. Okay. So long distance is the same thing. You guys, you got to get way more in control of directing your story. You got to get way more in control of who are you in this scenario of long distance. Okay. You want to be the prize, the one that's chosen, the one that's loved, the one that's adored. And you got to be good enough, more than good enough, and have confidence and self-esteem with your thoughts and who you are in this scenario. Like if you're thinking, oh, like they're over there somewhere else living their best life. They don't include me. They're never calling me. They're over there and I'm just over here. Absolutely not, right? You are not just over here ever. As a conscious creator, you need to be thinking, I am in the best place ever. I am pursued. I am chosen. I am so loved. And you have to begin to think that, right? And begin doing all the things and the work to be that. And then it will all show you that it's coming together. Okay. So about long distance, it is not insurmountable. It is not impossible at all. Okay. There's even like, I don't know how many videos are people like long distance, like even in one of my favorites that I think is still such a good one, that movie, The Notebook, right? The main character is long distance from like the guy she ends up being with later, but they're long distance, like in separate places for quite a while. They bump it. He bumps into her. The whole thing ensues. If you've seen the movie. Okay. So distance doesn't need to be a factor. Also, no one is separate from you. Everybody in your reality exists within you. So as much as they feel separate, they're not really separate. You are connected energetically, collectively now. There is no separation. So that's the funny thing about long distance, is because of the separation of location, people think it's so separate, but you're not. Your person and you are still overhearing. Your unconscious mind is overhearing and understanding and listening to the entire scenario. The person who exists within you is listening and adhering to the entire scenario as you choose to play it out in your mind. So right now you need to start illustrating and focusing on what you want, persist in it, and allow it to unfold. Okay. So I'm going to touch upon number 2 here that I've seen a lot in comments, things people have said to me. This whole idea of, usually this topic is because people are manifesting someone back. They've had a lot of unwanted circumstances. Perhaps there's been infidelity, something broke up. There was things going on, right? And now, because of watching videos and things, people say to me this thing: I only want him to come back when he's fully conformed. I only am allowing him back when he's fully conformed to the version. Okay. The problem I have with that phraseology or that viewpoint or that overarching theme is you are blocking yourself from it actually happening. You're not allowing anything to happen. You're being so in charge in a negative way. You're in the lack of it when you use this kind of viewpoint and you use this kind of language. Now, what do you want to do instead? Instead, you want to say that I am seeing aspects. I had it written down. I'm seeing proof of the new version instead of, oh yeah, he can only come back when he's like the fully conformed version. That's like saying he's not the version, you guys. Okay. It's not helping. It won't help anything. All it does is keep him in the other version because you are affirming for the other version, saying that he can only come back in the new version. It's like a sideways, doesn't even help, ineffective way to look at consciously creating. And why do you need to do that, right? Instead, now this is usually when people have manifested something that's not, there's a lack of trust with the person. They've been so untrustworthy, right? I say what you want to do instead is affirm and intend and create and therefore manifest that you're seeing proof of the new trustworthy version of him or her. I am seeing proof that they are conforming to my thoughts about trust. I am seeing so much proof. I'm getting all the answers I need. I'm seeing all the proof and everything that they are trustworthy. They're putting me first. They're changing their ways, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So you got to kind of like coax the mind along. Right. And like, we're here to get results. We're here to create reality. We're here to manifest the ideal experience. So why not just like chip away at it and give thoughts and new perspective to it instead of the other idea, which is like, I'm not gonna. And I'm like, I get it. Okay. It's usually from like kind of like a fed up place. Do people say this to me? And I'm like, okay, well, as long as you say that, you're holding the other version and what I said before. This is from lack. Okay. So also like, don't you just kind of want to get the manifestation going? Don't you want to just push it along instead of like waiting over here? Like they're only coming back when they're fully conformed. It's like saying he's only going to come back when he comes to the door, has a bouquet of flowers and he has an engagement ring. It's like, okay, well, I get it, but can't we coax it along? Can't you get your mind more on board with seeing the trust, seeing the love, creating the lovability and the connection, while then saying he'll be having roses and proposing. Also, if you're getting so like in charge of the how, right? Like he has to come back and do it this way, has to happen that way. You're leaving out all the other magic of reality, right? You're deciding and saying, this is the only possible way this can happen. It's getting very in charge of circumstances. And it's usually also coming from lack. Okay. So like, why even get so descriptive instead of being like, he is proposing, I'm always getting flowers, I'm getting the ring I want, it's happening, we're engaged. And then it could happen like on a boat at dusk, right? Where it's like beautiful and you have beautiful pictures and your skin is glowing against like the moonlight and the water light. Okay. So I'm just saying, get out of your own way. Okay. is like these things get us in our own way. Okay. Because the thing is this, number 3 on my little list here is that we all say, right, this term SP, specific person, but I was saying to a client this week, it needs to be like ISP, insignificant specific person, or insignificant special person as a joke. Okay. Just because they aren't significant. Your specific person is insignificant to the manifestation. The manifestation of your relationship is only about you, your thoughts of you, your thoughts of them, your thoughts of the two of you. They matter because you've chosen them. They matter because they're the inclusion in the manifestation, but it comes down to you, your level of thinking with your inner being, with your inner self, your inner imagination creates the whole scenario. So they aren't as significant or specific or as special as you think they are, right? Because if we route back to the first question about long distance, usually what people are baseline creating is that the person's on a pedestal. The person has, you know, the like he's choosing, he's deciding, does he want me? Is he making it happen? Does he like me? He, or her, right? And that is ineffective also. You have to be in charge of who am I? What am I thinking about me? I'm changing my story and my thoughts about long distance as a whole, like as a general concept. People that are long distance, the heart grows fonder. It makes us closer. It makes him want me even more because I'm over here and he's over there. He has to have me. I am the prize. He's all about me. He wants me so much. I love being me. I love my story of this relationship. This is all working out for me. Okay. Just a practice mental diet there. But do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So going back to it, if you're long distance, change the story about long distance. It is not impossible. It is not insurmountable. Okay. You can keep on writing questions about it and I can, you know, I get it, but I can't answer specific coaching questions in videos and in comments. Okay. And really like, let's be more open to seeing the conformity of the version of your person instead of having like a, you know, attitude and being like, he can only come back when he's like that. No. You want to be seeing the proof. That's also how your mind will understand and really get on board with the proof and the believability and having trust and faith in them being the other version is the thing. Usually also, I want to say when someone comes back totally conformed, what ends up happening in our human brains is you're like, oh, is this really real? Are you serious? Like, is this a lie? Is this real? You're not actually going to react to it the way you think you would. So just add in to your affirmations. I'm seeing conformity. I'm seeing them conform. I'm seeing that they're trustworthy. I'm seeing and believing, and I'm with the new version right here, right now. That's what's happening. And that version is all about me, totally into me, obsessed with me, wants me, loves to make me happy. Okay. You guys can do it. Okay. And really just like have a chuckle, right? Your specific person is not so significant. They're insignificant to the entire manifestation because it comes from you. Reality is a projection and creation of what you think about you, what you think about the topic and your involvement in the topic, and who you think the person is. That's it. You can do it. This is fun. Okay. Or it begins to get fun when you get results and you see things happening, which will happen as long as you change your thoughts, stay on the appropriate mental diet, persist, and you do not extract information from your 3D, and that you're not doing these practices and then checking and looking for it, right? That's always a lose-lose, not going to help you. You want to stay on the story no matter what. Choose that reality comes from you. Stay the course instead of like, I'm doing some of these things. I'm changing my thoughts. Is it happening? No, right? I'm doing this. I'm changing my thoughts. Is it happening? Like, did he tell me he's moving here? No, you got to decide and adhere to the decision. Reality is based upon your decision of what's happening. So decide. And when in doubt, decide again. Come back to yourself, come back to your belief in being a powerful, magnetic, beautiful creator, and it will all come together. Okay. Celebrate yourself today and every day this week. I love you guys so much. And have some fun out there, right? Where I am, we are moving into the fall season, even though I'm still wearing a tank top, but it's a fall color. It's brown. And I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it so far. And I intend the best for you. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.